Good afternoon, everyone, or good evening, or good morning, whatever it is in your part of the world. You've got quite a few people in here already. Hello, Ace. Hello, Demoose. Hello, Eddie. Hello, Joanne. Hello, Rick. Yep, you're early today. Hello, Judy. Hello, Tony. Okay, I guess let's bomb the chat now. Well, I don't plan on this being a real long live tonight. I got to get up early in the morning. I've got to go for the injection in my hip tomorrow. I have to be to the doctor's office at 7:45. My appointment's 8 o'clock, and it's about an hour and 15-minute drive there. So I got to get up in the morning. I plan on getting up about 3:30. It may actually be closer to 4 when I get up. But we'll see how things go. But I'm going to stop for breakfast on the way up. So I definitely have to leave the house by 4:45. Hello, J&B. Hello, Bev. So we'll see how that goes. Both the doctors could be doing the injection and the orthopedist that I saw last month. They both think that it's going to provide some short-term relief. They don't think it's going to be long-term. But if it provides short-term relief, they'll get the information that they're looking for. And here's Domino stopping in to say hi. Look at the camera, Domino. Look at the camera. Well, I guess she doesn't really want to look at the camera. You gonna stay over here with me? Huh? You gonna stay here, Domino? Hello, Emily. Yeah, Domino been pretty friendly towards me lately. The cats are all getting back to normal now. Yeah, right after Batman and Superman died, they were all keeping their distance. They weren't associating with each other like they normally do, and definitely weren't associating with me like they normally do. But I think they've got through the grieving process now, and they're back to normal now. It's a her, Emily. This is actually Felix's mother. And here's Sanford. Let's see if I can get him on camera. Here you go, buddy. Yep, for those of you who don't remember, Sanford's the one that I rescued last July. And he has turned into an amazing cat. Yes, they do, Emily. I had one cat little guy. For those of you that, hey, leave that alone. Fluffy said, move the camera on me. Um, for those of you that have been watching me for a while now, little guy was around when I first started my channel. He died on March 31st of 2023. And when he was 6 weeks old, his sister died. He was very close with her. And that put him into depression for a few months, actually. And then, you see, it was the following year. He was about 15, 16 months old. I had 11 cats die during that month. It was, a lot of it was from a flea infestation, and some of them really no explanation. I didn't think he was exceptionally close to any of those, but that there again put him into depression. Hello, the moose. You can play down there, Fluffy, but be careful. What is that you've got there? I don't even know what she's batting around down there. Yep. Domino and Sanford are both very sweet cats. Yes, I think they do have a pecking order, Judy. Because you've got some cats that are more assertive. And they'll kind of run things. But fortunately, all my cats all get along good. But you can see where some of them are a little bit more in control than the others. Thank you, Emily. Hello, Reverend Joe. Hey, you guys need to stop. Let me move that. It's a stick. Where'd this come from, guys? It's over there. I don't remember having a stick in here, but they came up with it from somewheres. What I thought it looked like. Now I picked it up. It's definitely what it is. Well, I think I already said hi to you, but if not, hello, Reverend Joe. Hello, Johnny Small Pepper. Yes, Reverend Joe, they do. Yep, Emily, a stick. I'm trying to think of why there's a stick in here. Yeah, usually sticks still come from outside. Yeah, I love that cap action, Judy. It's not long acting, but that will kill the fleas very quick. Yep, Johnny. Joanne wouldn't be picking on you. She didn't love you. And that's coffee, if anyone's wondering. Yeah, I'm not doing too bad, Johnny. Now, I was saying earlier, I'm going for the injection of my hip tomorrow. So I'll be getting up like 3:30, 4 o'clock and getting ready for that. And they don't expect long term relief from it. They're thinking maybe a week or two, but as long as I do get a week or two of relief from it, then they will know for sure that the main pain is coming from my hip and not my back. And that will help guide them more with the hip replacement. It's going to be a steroid for sure, Johnny. I'm not sure what else there is in it, but they said I want to be able to have the hip replacement for at least 3 months because of the steroid. And also, that gives me 3 months to try to lose some weight. Yep, that's what we're hoping for, Emily. And they said there is a chance that it will last for several months, but they don't really expect it to. They expect it to be short term. Well, that's good, Judy. Yep, I'm happy with the doctors I'm working with. Definitely. Yeah, Emily, they told me that if it does happen to work long term, then I can just go every 3 months for an injection until it doesn't work anymore. No, actually, I didn't, Judy. I've had I've had some stuff going on, and I didn't get a chance to do that yet. Hello, Eddie. Yep, I know. You never know with those injections. When I was getting them in my back, I had it 4 times. First one I had, it took effect day or two after I got it. I had absolutely no pain whatsoever for exactly 1 week. Then it came back worse than ever. And I can't remember the order of them. But then I had one that gave me some relief, like maybe 25%, maybe a little bit more, 25, 30, 35% relief for about 6 weeks. I had one, didn't do a thing for me. Then I had another one. It worked pretty good. I'd say it relieved it like 75% for a couple days, and then slowly got worse, and then it plateaued, and I would say I was maybe 50% better after that for about a month, and then that was the end of that. Oh, okay, Eddie. Sammy called you about running around not doing anything tomorrow while he's working. Okay, I understand. Hello, Charlene. Thank you, Emily. Oh, Joanne, tell him he was late, so you're committed to my live now. Oh, you were in the kitchen, Judy? What are you making for dinner? We're all hungry in here. Hope you made enough for everyone. Oh, yeah, Rick. Someone else asked earlier, and I was talking about something else, and then I was going to get back to that. Yeah, the contractor hasn't set a date yet when he's going to get started on the house. He was estimating 2 weeks. Tomorrow's going to be 3 weeks since he was here. But with the stuff he listed off that he had to do before he came, I was thinking in my head, that sounds like at least a month worth of stuff. So I think he was too optimistic when he said 2 weeks. So we should be hearing from him soon. Hello, Big Matt. I don't think I can deal with a black coffee, Judy. I can drink black tea, but I don't think I could do the coffee. I have to at least have sugar in my coffee. I can go without the creamer. I prefer not to, but I can. But I can't have coffee without sugar. Yep, the tea I could do. In fact, if I go to McDonald's, I'm getting unsweetened tea. They put way too much sugar in it. You know, Emily, that's what my dad always used to say. He said when he was younger, he had to have sugar and cream in his coffee. But then when I came around, by that time, he drank black coffee and he wouldn't put sugar cream in it if his life depended on it. He said he hated it that way. Hello, Ed. Hello, Austin. I'm doing okay, Austin. Hello, Lillis. Yep, sweet tea definitely is more popular in the South than it is in the North. You know, speaking of what you put in coffee, that reminds me of what my mom used to do. She would put, well, she would pour herself like 3/4 of a cup, 2/3, 3/4, something like that. Put sugar in it, and then fill it up with milk. She loved milk in her coffee. In fact, the diner that we used to go to, they used to kid with her there. You know, you can order a cup of milk and just put a dab of coffee in it if you want. Because you'd always tell them, "Do you want a coffee? But don't fill it up too full." And the waitresses that knew her, they knew what she meant. And they would bring her like 2/3 of a cup. She would put in, I would say, probably four, five, six. Yeah, probably 5 or 6 of those little creamers. And they finally just started bringing over a half a glass of milk. Well, I like my coffee moderate, Judy. Don't like it strong, but I don't want it weak either. I don't know, Rick. He might pop in. I've seen him in lives last couple nights. I know last night and Friday night I saw him in some lives. Fluffy, stop, please. Thank you, Austin. I appreciate that reminder about subscribing. Well, Judy, that would have fit my mom just perfect because she thought she was a big kid. Hello, Katie. Well, all you that like strong coffee, I'll tell you, if you're ever in Waldron looking for a place to eat, Judy's Drive-In has strong coffee. Very strong coffee. I'm sorry to hear that, Joanne. Can't catch a break, can ya? Hey, that's fine, Reverend Joe. I do that quite a bit. I know in Jan's live a couple weeks ago, she's doing a giveaway. I was there the whole time, never said a thing. All of a sudden, got to type in the word for the giveaway. Then they realized I was there. Hello, AR. Oh, I hope he's not hurt too bad, Katie. No, Reverend Joe. It's it's not on the main road. Cause we've got Highway 71 that goes through Waldron. That's the main north-south route. And Judy's is on Highway 71B. It's actually Main Street, but the only trucks that go through there is the ones that are making local deliveries. But the ones just driving straight through, they go straight down 71. That's good, Judy. I'm glad they're healing up. Because there's always the risk of infection. So it's good to hear they're healing up good. Oh, that can be nasty, Katie. I hope he didn't do any permanent damage to his eye. Because I know what that's like. I've done that before. I got a rubber ninja star in my eye. And that's the eye that I have 2200 vision in now. My other eye is 2060. So that really affected the vision in that eye. Oh, I bet, Tony. Oh, that's not bad to move. 76 degrees. Same as it is in Iowa where Reverend Joe is. It was rubber ninja star, Emily. Here's a man from the future. Hello, Jonesy. Happy Monday. Oh, yeah, Katie. You got to be careful of a cat. Of course, I'm sure he knows that now. Yeah, you might not have too much of a problem convincing him now, Katie. You might have learnt that lesson on his own. Hello, Jim Rockford. Yep, I I know exactly what you're talking about, Katie. Years ago, back when my son was a teenager, one of his friends decided he was going to pick up one of my cats and throw it one day. Well, the cat dug its claws into his arm. Got a bad infection in it. That cat wouldn't attack anyone. And he was doing it maliciously. It was no accident. I wasn't there when it happened, otherwise it wouldn't have happened. But he even admitted that he did it on purpose. And Cat showed him. Hello, Team J Homestead. Teddy and Jessica, right? Hoping I got it right. Yes. I just went to your channel, Teddy and Jessica. I got it right. Haven't seen you in a while. Welcome. You gotta retire, Jonesy. Your job's taking too much away from you two. Oh yeah, Judy. Definitely. Toby will be sorry someday. And Teddy, do you see scrolling across the bottom of the screen there? I don't know if you've heard about it yet, but I'm going to be having a meetup next year. Be nice to see you again. Oh, yeah, that's understandable, Judy. Definitely. Yeah, sometimes dogs think just because they're bigger than cats that they're in control, but in reality, cats in control. Oh, yeah, Katie. Definitely. Yeah, I scratched my eye one time. We were taking groceries in the house, and my beagle was pretty good about not taking off. And usually, if he went toward the door, we'd see him, just tell him, "Hey, Sparky, get back," and he would. Well, we had the door open, going from the car in the house, and the kitchen was the second room in. Well, third if you count the porch. And while we were carrying groceries in, he ended up getting out. It was during the winter, and I saw the tracks going up the front door. And when we tied him out to do what dogs do when they go outside, we always put him out the back door, so knew right off that the tracks out the front door that he'd gotten out. Well, I followed those tracks. They zigzagged all over the place, under trees. And anyways, when I was going through the trees trying to follow his tracks, I ended up getting whacked in the eye with a dead tree limb. Because I was going through some spruce trees, and they were quite close together. So it's hard to get through there. And I didn't see that limb because it didn't have any needles on it. That swung back, hit me in the eye. Well, I continued on, ended up finding him. He was exhausted. He couldn't go any farther. And he had just laid down there and waited for me. And luckily, the neighbor's kid came out to help me because he had to carry him back to the house. We didn't have a lot of snow, probably 18 inches or so, but just enough, so it was pretty hard to get through. Well, anyways, get him back in the house, and my eye just keeps stinging, watering terrible. So I went to urgent care. It was on a Saturday. So I went to urgent care. And sure enough, I had scratched it. Well, he said, gave me some medicine for it. And he said, it should heal up pretty good. And told me what to watch out for and stuff. And just said, go back if there was any complications, or if I got through till Monday, go to my own doctor, whatever. Well, it ended up healing up, no long-term effects or anything. But boy, that stung for a few days. Okay, thank you, Emily. And hopefully by Friday, I'll have another video out. It'll be Thursday or Friday before I make it there, because tomorrow I'll get my doctor's appointment. Tuesday, I have something going on here. I'll be putting a video out on that also. And then Wednesday, Teddy's got to go see the doctor. So Thursday or Friday, I'm going to be heading to Queen Wilhelmina State Park and getting that video done. Okay, Teddy and Jessica, sounds good. Hello, Susan. Yep, Emily, poor Peter. And poor Sparky, too. He was sorry he went on that trip. Hello, Texas Moonlight. You'll be fine, Susan. I was nervous about my first live. I had only been on YouTube for about 2 weeks. Put my first video out July 15th. And July 31st, my birthday. And I know a lot of people do lives on their birthday, so I asked everyone in one of my videos, you think I should do a live on my birthday? And everyone told me to. Okay, so that was my first live. Only been putting videos out for 2 weeks. I do a live, I'm thinking, well, it's going to be a short one. I'll be lucky if I can make it 20 minutes, half hour. I have to go back and look. But I think that live was like 2.5 hours. And I only had maybe 200, 250 subscribers at that time. But I had enough there in my live chatting and stuff. Kept things going. Turned out pretty good. Not exactly a party to Moose. But that will be coming up later on. I know a few people that's in the chat right now have already said they're coming. But when I get ready to move over to the big house, it's an open invitation. Help move the furniture in. If you're not able to help with anything heavy, just come and hang out. Be plenty of food that day. And there'll be more information coming out on that when I find out when it's going to be. Yep, Sparky was probably, I would say he was 8 or 9 years old at that time. Probably 9 years old. And he wasn't in the best physical condition. And of course, I said there wasn't all that much snow, probably about 18 inches. Well, for a beagle, that's a lot of snow. Yeah, I actually ended up finding him probably about 500 feet from the house. But the way he had zigzagged through the snow and under trees and stuff, He went much farther than that. I was kind of wondering if we're going to get any storms today because it um, wasn't storm clouds or anything, but just we seem to be getting some high clouds in, but it's still cloudy out there, but no signs of any storms. I actually hope we don't get any rain for the next few days, which I don't think we can get that lucky. Because I've got some cardboard outside that I need to burn. I missed a couple opportunities with it. I know there's one time it gotten wet, it was all dried out. Well, I should burn that cardboard this afternoon. Well, it's not supposed to rain until tomorrow night. I'll do it tomorrow because I was kind of sore and tired that afternoon. Hour later, it was raining. Another time, just about dried out. Well, tomorrow, next day, that'll be dried out. I can get that burnt. Nope, started raining again. I'm afraid it's going to happen again. Not sure on that, Susan. Hopefully, someone's got an answer for you here. Hello, Shawnee. Should be coming out this fall, Katie. Hello, Ed. Yeah, the vertical is what draws a troll. It should be horizontal. Because if it's vertical, from what I understand, it gets put out on the shorts feed. And I know definitely on the shorts feed, that is right full of trolls. Because that's the reason I haven't put any shorts out in so long. Because I just got sick of dealing with trolls. I didn't I didn't want to keep drawing them to my channel. Okay, Judy, sounds good. Are you making popcorn for us, Shawnee? We all like popcorn. And sometimes there are adult kids too, Katie. Yeah, it is very dusty in there, Judy. I've done some cleaning, but there's definitely more needs to be done. But pretty easy for me to check on my kids. Well, I do have four of them over in the other house, but the 11 that are here, they're just relaxing. I can eat my popcorn either way. I can eat it without butter or with butter. Not too much salt. I like a little bit of salt on it. My mom used to put um, cinnamon candies in her popcorn. She popped it on the stove, and she would just put a handful or two of those cinnamon candies in there. That was something that their Amish friends told them. And that was really good. Yes, Susan, I know what you mean. I wasn't going to comment on that, but yeah, I agree with you on that. Yep, definitely, Arlene. TMI. Yeah, movie theater popcorn's good, Katie. But I probably have only been to a movie theater. Well, I used to go to drive-ins quite a bit because the ones I went to would allow you to take your own snacks. Um, an actual walk-in theater, probably. I know I could count the number of times I've been to one on my hands and toes. And the closest drive-in that there is to here, it's in Oklahoma. I forgot where it is. They won't allow you to take food in. Supposedly, they go through the parking lot and check to make sure you're not eating or drinking any food that you brought in. The last time I've been to a theater was, I would say, maybe 20 years ago. And it's been almost that long since I've been to a drive-in. I would say probably 16, 18 years since I've been to a drive-in. I like that, Katie. My mom used to make a ton of popcorn balls at Christmas time. That was one of her Christmas favorites. Anyone came to visit, they had a popcorn ball or two while they were there. They took some home. Anyone that they got presents for got popcorn balls. And we just had them almost continuously from Thanksgiving to Christmas. You have one drive-in that I really liked, and then they sold that, and the company that bought it ran it for a year, and then turned it into a car dealership. That was their plan right along. But I used to buy a few things at the concession stand there, but I took a lot of stuff in there. I even had a little miniature crock pot. It was, I think it was 3/4 of a quart, if I remember right. It was perfect to put some cheese in for nachos. And I had inverter that I plugged in the cigarette lighter, and that's how I ran that crock pot. So I had nachos, always took popcorn, all kinds of drinks, soda, tea. Cookies. And we always ate good. Hello, Kay. Hopefully, I can make your live tomorrow. I know I've missed the last 2 or 3 weeks. Sorry about that. The popcorn balls are good. Yep, that's the way it is, Kay. Yeah, I wish I had some pictures, Judy. Well, I can go on Google Maps and get a picture of it. But unfortunately, won't be able to show you any pictures of the inside. Because I have absolutely no pictures from. See, my pictures go back about 2018. And I've got a few. I don't know why, but somehow I ended up having a few random pictures before that. But for the most part, I don't have anything. All my pictures I do have are all digital. And they just didn't exist years ago. Well, perfect time to be popping in, Ace. We're talking about popcorn. Nope, Judy. No, I haven't talked to any of them since 2017. Um, I haven't given the animal update yet. Well, the cats are all doing good. Daisy's completely cured now. She's a different cat. She's not hissing at me anymore, not hissing at the other cats. Boy, when she gets sick, she gets miserable. But she right back to being nice, friendly cat now. Teddy's going to the vet on Wednesday. Not that he's really all that sick, but he's got a little bit of a runny nose, which normally I wouldn't be worried about. But I'm just going to take him, see if they want to give him some medicine. I talked with the vet about it last week. I'm going to try to get the upper respiratory stuff knocked out of him so he won't be spreading it to the other cats. But unfortunately, one thing she said was a lot of times the carrier of the upper respiratory stuff doesn't show any signs. So one of the cats that never gets sick could actually be carrying that. Well, we'll see what we can do about getting more healthy and staying healthy. And dogs are doing good. Goldie still prefers to be under the house. She comes out and visits. And last night is the first time that I went out on the porch and called her. And she came out from underneath the porch, came up, spent like 2 minutes up there with me, and then back underneath, wagging her tail the whole time, just as happy she could be. But for some reason, she just prefers to be under the house. Buddy, he stays on the porch most of the time. Then Honey, she goes under the house, lays out in the yard. And she seems to be happy. I'm hoping that once I can get more of the yard fenced in and they have more room to roam, that they take advantage of it. Yeah, Jane B, every now and then something comes up and it just reminds me of something my mom or dad did. And I'd like to share that. Rick, 2017 is the year that my mom died, and things changed a lot then. I lived with my mom for the last 5 years of her life after my dad died in 2012. So I had a lot of my stuff there. And the one brother changed the locks on the house, garage, barn, everything. So I wasn't able. Well, I moved out of the house within just a few days after she died. I got um, a good amount of my stuff out of the house. But I hadn't got anything out of the garage or barn yet. So I lost all my tools. I had wrenches and pliers, screwdrivers, all that kind of stuff. Floor jack. I had a brand new bicycle that I had just bought and hadn't ridden yet because it was winter. They wouldn't let me have any of that stuff. So that didn't go over too good with me. And then the final straw, she died in February, so they couldn't bury her at that time because this was in New York. Cemetery buried in snow. So in May, they start about the middle of April. But by the time they got to her, it was middle of May. When they had the burial, I tried going over to where my brothers were. They saw me coming, walked away. So that was my last attempt at trying to communicate with them. Yeah, unfortunately, Judy, they're not real big Facebookers. And my nephew is in the house now. I'm actually friends with him on Facebook. I don't talk to him, but I am friends with him on Facebook. I do check his page to see if he's got any pictures, and he really doesn't post any pictures on there at all. Once in a great while, he'll post something, but it's not pictures from home. Like maybe if they're out somewheres, he'll post a picture, but very rarely does he do that. Usually anything he does is just share our people's posts. So I can't really get any pictures that way. Oh yeah, Emily. Boy, this especially this past last time here, she was downright miserable. She was extremely difficult for the vet. Now I have to take her in sometimes for her blood work because they couldn't do the blood work that day because she was so miserable. I told the vet, I think we're probably better off not doing the blood work today since she's being so uncooperative. And she said, to be honest with you, I doubt I could even get blood out of her. So I have to take her in sometime when she's feeling better. Yeah, I can understand it when it's hot, Kay, but we haven't been getting any hot weather. It's most days it's only getting into the 80s, maybe low 90s. Okay, Rick, if you're not gone already, go feed those critters. Oh, thank you, Susan. Yep, I was willing to work with them up until the point where they walked away from me. That was the last straw there. Yep. My family's right here in the house with me. These animals, the only family I have. Well, that doesn't sound bad, Emily. Thank you, Ace. Yeah, the chicks and guineas are all doing good. I was telling on Wednesday's live that there was an issue with one of the guinea keats that I had hatched out last summer. I have no idea what happened because that guinea is up and about now and it's just like nothing ever happened. I have no idea what happened there. And I ordered some replacement chicks for the ones that the raccoon got and for the one Ideal 236. That's a white egg layer. Probably most of you've never heard of Ideal 236 because it only comes from Ideal Poultry. It's their own creation. It's based on a white leghorn, but it's got other breeds mixed in with it. And it's resistant to Marek's disease because I guess that's pretty common in white leghorns. But anyways, it's supposed to be a real good white egg layer. I had one of them die when I got them. So I got a replacement for that. And then I was noticing yesterday I'm missing a black astrolorp that I didn't realize I was missing. I think I got it mixed up with one of my Easter eggers because I have an Easter egger that is almost all black. Because my goal was to have with the Buffalo Orpington, Black Astrolorp, Rhodon Red, and Barred Rock, I wanted 4 of each. 4 pullets of each. Now I've only got 3 Black Astrolorp pullets. But that's okay. Then 8 white egg layers, the Ideal 236. And got a lot of Easter eggers. I got to figure out how many Easter eggers I have. Well, anyways, when I ordered those replacements, they were on sale last week. That's why I ordered them last week. I ordered just what I wanted. Well, I didn't order them. I had them in my cart. And I went to check out, and I forgot that if you order less than 15, it's a $40 shipping charge. So I went back, added in some more Easter eggers, and added in 4 black stars. They're a black sex link. That brought me up to 16. Dropped the shipping charge to $17.50. Excuse me. Well, with adding those extras in and dropping the shipping charge, I ended up ordering 9 more chicks than I originally had planned on, and it was only like $6 or $7 more because the shipping charge was less. So I thought it did pretty good. Should have been 16 chicks in the box. Went post office, picked it up on Thursday. I was thinking, well, it don't look like there's 16 chicks in here. Well, there wasn't. I got back home, opened it up. They shorted me 4 Easter eggers. I was supposed to have 10 Easter eggers in there. There was only 6. So I went on their live chat thing that they have during business hours, told her what was going on. She wanted to know if it was stamped on the invoice, who had packed them. I went and checked, went back and told her what it said on there. And she texted back so quick. I don't know how she texted back that quick. I'm sorry about that. Do you want a reshipment or do you want credit to your PayPal? I told her, well, if I can get a reshipment, I'd like that. Because I was thinking their minimum is 5, and this is only 4. Then I see what she did. She put my order in for 5 Easter eggers. So it meets the minimum to ship. So this week, I'll be getting 5 more Easter eggers. And then I should be set on chicks. Let me get back to chat here. Yep, I'm surrounded by my family. Yep. Don't guess what you're saying there, J&B. I got 13 guineas from the last 20 that I ordered, because guineas are very difficult to raise. Very high mortality rate. I knew that even before I started raising guineas. So I've got 13 real young ones. Well, I say real young. They're a month old or so. Then I've got the 2 that I hatched out earlier in the summer, and then the 1 adult. So I've got 16 guineas altogether right now. And because the ticks are so bad around here, I just ordered another dozen, because I can't get any more guinea keats from the hatchery until next year. Because they only hatch them out for about 3 months a year. Chicks they do year round, but the guinea keats are a very short period of time. So I ordered another dozen eggs. They're supposed to be shipped out tomorrow. She says she only ships them out on Mondays. So hopefully they get shipped out. And then I'll get them hatched out and I'll have a few more. Because I really wanted more than 16. Because gotta get these ticks under control around here. They are terrible. You should get some guineas, Emily. You'll be real popular with your neighbors. I hope so, Susan. I don't know. That's a close call there, Katie. Paper cut between your toes hurts like crazy, too. I know from experience. Hello, Troy. Yep, around 50, Susan. Before I give out an exact number, I want to figure it up. Actually, I think I did update this. Yep, 54 chickens. Can't remember if I added in the. I gotta figure it up again. But I can't remember if I added in the ones I'm going to be getting this week. Those five, if I have 49 right now. And I'm hoping that the store that was going to buy my eggs from me, I hope they still want to buy them once they start laying. If not, I'm going to have to find some other, which I know I can. I have to find some other place to sell them. Yeah, I hope so too, Jonesy. Okay, Emily. Yeah, all it took for me, Emily, was just hearing that guineas are exceptionally good at getting rid of ticks, and also they're very good at keeping snakes away. And that's all I need to hear. As soon as I heard that, okay, I'm getting guineas. Because I'm not a snake person either. Well, one thing, Judy, I wish I had some place other than in the house to raise the chicks. Which I will. Thank you, Ace. Ace just gifted 5 memberships. I appreciate that. Judy Jules and the Big Italian. Rocks and Raccoons with Annie Jan. Lillis. Peggy Norton. And Belt Loop 29. Well, you know, Emily, I would never live in a place where I couldn't have chickens and guineas and stuff. That's what I like about this here. Drew's my closest neighbor, and there's still a good patch of woods between my house and his. Hello, Wanda. Yeah, what I understand about the guineas and snakes is the guineas will harass the snakes so much, and snakes like where it's calm and peaceful, and the guineas will just harass them, and they'll move away. There's no pythons here, Susan. There is, I believe it's six venomous snake species in the state of Arkansas. The the main one is copperhead. I guess they're most common. And there is timber rattlesnakes and pygmy rattlesnakes that are pretty common also. Not real common, but those are the ones that you'd have to worry about the most. I understand the guy that used to live here before Jeff was bit by a copperhead. As long as the snakes moved on, they would be okay. I don't know what the temperament of your snakes are, Susan. But if they bit the guineas, I'm not sure. And I don't know about your particular area of Australia, but I know that parts of Australia has some very deadly venomous snakes. That's one thing about around here. Yeah, people die from snake bites occasionally, but it's not common. My understanding is snake bites are very painful. You may lose part of your leg or your hand or where you're bit, depending on how quick you get treatment. It happens, but it's not really common for someone to die from a snake bite. Well, my understanding in Australia, you can be dead within hours. And I've been pretty lucky with snakes. This year, I have seen three snakes. One of them was approximately 2 foot long. It was a black snake. I don't know if it was a rat snake or what. And then I saw another black one. It was just a baby, like 6 inches long. And then yesterday, I was put together a string trimmer that's been sitting out there in the yard for a while. And the box is full of ants. when the box had fallen apart because it's been rained on. So I took my cane to open the box up because of the ants, and also I didn't know there might be a snake in there. And underneath that, there was a DK's snake. They're very small. This one was like 6 or 8 inches long. That's about as big as they get. And that's all I've seen here this year. And all three of them was after my chickens were eliminated by the dogs. The chickens are good at keeping snakes away also. Thank you, JMB. Yeah, I think everything should go good. You have a good night. Okay, Jonesy. I'll make sure to avoid the mountains in Victoria then. Thank you, Ace. I appreciate that. Future dreams. Well, future dreams are to get the big house ready to move into. Then get moved into that. And I want to have a nice chicken coop that's convenient for me to get to. Nice run for the chickens. And I want to get the yard fenced in so the dogs can have more of an area to run in. And also they'll be surrounding the chickens to keep predators away. And then I'll be able to get my livestock guardian dogs here. So, I think that's what my future dreams are. Yeah, that's a good idea, Jonesy. I actually have been here for almost 2.5 years, and I have not seen a venomous snake. And I didn't see a lot of venomous snakes in New York. Timber rattlesnakes are the main one you're going to see there, even though I think there's 4 venomous species that live in New York. And I only saw, I think, 3 rattlesnakes in New York in the, let me see, what was it, 51 years that I lived there. Well, that makes sense, Troy. Because I do belong to a Facebook group where if you get bit by a venomous snake, you can put a post on there, and they have people that will give advice. Because I guess even the medical professionals don't know everything there is to know about snake bites, and these people are experts. And I just joined the group just in case. Hopefully, I never have to use it. But I figured better to join it just in case. And I know they talk about infection a lot in that group. Thank you, Wanda. Okay, Susan, you have a good day. Well, I hope you get feeling better, Wanda. I don't know, Emily. Goldie just seems to want to be under the house. You got lucky there, Emily. Well, actually, she did have a disagreement with me, Reverend Joe. Because she got out of the fence, and then I put the stronger charger on it. And when she came back, I put her back in there again, and she tried it again. She knocked the fence down, but she got zapped hard enough that she didn't go near the fence again. And the fence was down for 2 days before I realized it was laying right flat on the ground. But none of the dogs would go near it. Thank you, Ace. I appreciate that. Well, welcome back, Joanne. I'll try to stop into your live, Wanda, but I'm not sure. Because I got to get up like 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning. And I got to go over to the big house, take a shower tonight, feed the kitties. I got the dogs taken care of earlier today, and the chicks are taken care of. So I don't have too much to do. Yeah, I like that, Ace. I'm back to Lurkin. And then dozen comments later, you're in chat again. So what do you want to talk about now? Getting pretty dark. I know the days are getting shorter, but getting dark quick tonight. Well, when the guineas get big enough, they're going to be free range, and I'm still not 100% sure what I'm going to do this winter. Because last winter, the guineas were in with the chickens, and they went in with them at night. But they're not going to be in with the chickens this winter. So I'm probably going to have to have some kind of shelter for them for this winter. Most of the year, they'll get roost in the trees. That's where they prefer to be. But when it really gets cold, that's going to be a little too cold for them. Yeah, Emily, that was one thing I really noticed when I moved down here. It gets dark earlier during the summer, and during the winter, it gets dark later. Like it gets dark 8:30 or so during the summer, quarter to 9. Where in New York, it's pushing 9:30 before it gets dark during the summer. But during the winter, it's dark 4 o'clock in New York. It doesn't get dark till 5 o'clock down here. Sure, cutie. That'd be interesting to see. No, I'm not gonna keep an hour away, Reverend Joe. You keep trying, Judy. You'll get the right words there. Yeah, I don't know exactly what I'm gonna do, Reverend Joe. And next thing is whether or not they would go in whatever I tried to get them in. There's only gonna be probably a week, maybe 2 weeks if it's exceptionally cold. They really have to worry about them. Because if it's going down 15, 20 degrees, that's not going to be an issue. It's just if it gets down close to zero, that's the only time it's really an issue with them. And it happens every winter, so we definitely will get a week or two of bad weather. Yeah, speaking of weather, I haven't checked the weather. I'm not surgery, Wanda. I'm getting an injection in my hip tomorrow. And I have to be in Fort Smith at 7:45 for 8 o'clock appointment. And that's an hour and 15 minutes away. Yeah, Reverend Joe, if they were to actually take advantage of it. Thank you, Wanda. I guess Nightbot doesn't like me. $77. Oh, no, there's no place closer, Emily. And actually, that's not all that far away. Because where I lived in New York, it was an hour to get to any facility for anything like that. So I'm used to that. Nope, 77's not bad at all. We were supposed to go down to the mid 60s tonight. Tomorrow, high in the mid 80s, upper 60s tomorrow night. On Tuesday, mid 80s, low in the mid 60s. Wednesday going to cool off. High in the upper 70s. I think I have company. I'll be right back, everyone. I promise. I'll be back. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. Thank you to everyone that stayed. Wasn't expecting to be out there quite that long. But, oh, here, lost my coffee. It's not a good thing to lose. Yeah, the neighbor stopped in. Drew. He needed to get a part off from my old HVAC unit. So he stopped in to get that. Oh, a lot of chat in here. I can't even get back to where I was. There we go. Uh, yep, the truck drove in. Oh, I knew you were going to be talking about me, Emily. Well, you are being entertaining, Judy. We're out to see someone as goofy looking as me. Oh, yeah, Joanne. Yep, they were good company. I eat pumpkins. Did you find anything, Judy? I actually do have some cookies. Where are? Oh, they're in here. I gotta say, where are my cookies? Because Felix is trying to steal the package today. So I put them in this tote. Yeah, actually, this is the first time I've had cookies in the house in a long time. I went grocery shopping yesterday, and I pick up a box of marshmallow filled fudge cookies. Boy, they're good. Actually, the chips are out on the porch because the cats keep ripping the bags open on me. So I only bring one bag in at a time, and then I have to put them in a box and cover them up. Nope, Rick, Dogman doesn't come over anymore. Well, what'd you turn your alarm on for, Joanne? Yep, one. I love all the zookeepers. Hello, Lee. Wanda will be going live in about 7 minutes. Yeah, I'm going through chat pretty quick here. Whose email are you asking about, Emily? Are you asking about mine? My email is oldmankinghomestead at AOL.com. It's in my description. Not the description of the live, but on my main page. The last I heard, Wanda, is Lori's in the hospital. That was 2 or 3 days ago, someone was saying that. No, I didn't forget about you, Emily. Yeah, I know. I've gone for a while, wasn't I? Okay, Wanda's gone now. Not a problem, Drew. They're just gonna go to the junkyard anyways. Hello, Eddie. Haven't seen you in what, about 2 hours? You been here the whole time? Okay. Well, I'm sorry I was gone for so long. But I made it back. Like I said, I appreciate everyone that stayed here. Looks like you guys had some fun while I was gone. But I think I'm going to end this now. Wanda be going live in just a couple minutes. And I've got to go to the big house, feed the kitties, and take a shower. and go to bed. So I can be up in about 7.5, 8 hours. So not gonna get much sleep tonight. Not a problem, Drew. Like I said, they're just gonna go to the junkyard. So I hope it works out for you. Okay, thank you, everyone. I'll have another live Wednesday at 10 o'clock. Thank you, Joanne. Okay, have a good night, everyone.